From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Only weeks after the murder, Alaska State Troopers arrested and charged a man in the homicide of a reality television star.
44-year-old Major Workman appeared this afternoon in Fairbanks Superior Court just days after being indicted by the Fairbanks grand jury with the first-degree murder of James Jimmy Gatos. Gatos was fatally shot outside his Fox residence on May 4th. He had appeared on the show Ultimate Survival, which aired on the National Geographic Channel. Workman is currently being held at Fairbanks Correctional Center on a no bail status. Trial for his case was set for August.
After a standoff with police and tactical units last week, a Fairbanks man is back in jail. 38-year-old Brandon Barron pleaded not guilty this afternoon to new charges, including failure to appear, which is a felony. Barron was due to appear in Superior Court for sentencing on May 27th, and a warrant was issued when he didn't show. Barron originally faced allegations of selling methamphetamines to a police informant. Today, Judge Bethany Harbison set bail for Barron at $10,000. Trial for his case is currently set for August.
Not guilty pleas today for a man accused of threatening to set a home on fire. 52-year-old Kenneth Baxter was recently indicted on the charges of attempted arson and felony assault. According to court documents, Baxter poured gasoline on a residence after threatening to injure one of its occupants. Once law enforcement arrived at the residence, Baxter allegedly barricaded himself inside, but he later surrendered without incident. Trial for his case is scheduled for August.
Following his termination from the Fairbanks North Star Borough School District, former Superintendent Pete Lewis is seeking damages in arbitration with the school board. Yesterday, the school board met in executive session following the taking of depositions. Lewis was terminated from his position as superintendent after a lengthy investigation revealed alleged mishandling of a sexual abuse case involving a former district employee, Claude Folks. Folks has been in jail since March of 2014. Lewis's employment contract with the district allowed for arbitration in the event of a disagreement. Lewis relocated and is currently a superintendent in Colville, Washington. The arbitration is scheduled to be held in October.
Specifics behind what he's specifically asking for, but at this point the board maintains their position and the action that we took last spring as being the appropriate action, so we're continuing to move forward in that manner.
The Fairbanks City Council unanimously ratified a collective bargaining agreement last night between the city and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. The contract will cost the city an additional $69,000 per year in wages, thanks to a 1.5% increase from the previous contract. Overtime and leave estimates come out to about an extra $10,000 per year over the life of the 3-year deal. The contract also calls for a one-time payout of $300 to each of the 45 employees, as it is retroactive to the beginning of 2015. Councilman Jerry Clearworth raised the only concern as the new CBA changes language related to pay the differential for employees temporarily working outside of their classification. A 4% differential will be applied when this occurs in excess of 5 days rather than the 60 days listed in the former contract.
I don't think it's wise what we're doing here. I'll be blunt. And anything like this, I think it would be nice in exec session to hear, things like this are being done, because they do potentially have a component, and I don't so much worry about it being managed, and I hope that you folks can do that. But I worry more about the grievance process that'll arise.
All right, when we come back, we'll have more for your weekly health report.
That's right. Also, an update on interior wildfires. Yes, there are some out there. Those stories are next. Stay with us. And welcome back. 3 lightning-caused wildfires sent firefighters scrambling to contain them, and one of those fires is near Fairbanks. The Standard Creek fire was found burning in black spruce and grass yesterday near Old Nenana Highway west of Fairbanks. Alaska Division of Forestry Public Information Officer Tim Mowry says the fire was spotted by a prevention unit on patrol. Helicopters with water buckets and ground crews are set to contain the Standard Creek fire tonight. Elsewhere in southwest Alaska, 2 tundra fires are burning about 400 miles below the Arctic Circle. Mowry says the wildfires were pushed away from structures and native lands. Combined, the fires have burnt about 40,000 acres. Mowry says fire crews are also wrapping up efforts to contain both of those blazes tonight.
Whitefish Lake 1 fire is fully contained. The Bogus Creek fire still has some internal heat to it, but they're going to put that in monitor status, and they'll do flight detection flights, you know, on a regular basis to monitor it and see if there's any smoke, see if there's any flames that they need to deal with.
Fairbanks Public Radio station KUAC will end its membership with the Alaska Public Radio Network at the end of this month. The station is losing a large amount of funding because of budget reductions. KUAC pays around $35,000 to be part of the statewide system. All 26 public radio stations in Alaska are members and share news across the network. Cuts at both the university and state level will impact the station. KUAC will be down $190,000 and expects the reductions to reach $350,000. APRN officials have expressed concerns about what will happen if other public stations decide they can't afford to be part of the network anymore. KUAC General Manager Keith Martin says the cuts will also affect the station's content.
About 4 hours additional of national programming inserted. In the evenings where Alaska Nightly News was at, we're going to back everything up a half an hour. The upside is the borough assembly meetings, the public comment will be airing again. Where it went away in 2005, we're bringing it back as a result of this.
The mission of the Alaska Center for Children and Adults, or ACCA, is to support individuals who have disabilities along with their families. And tomorrow they will invite the entire community for an afternoon of games, free food, and music. The location will be the Denali Elementary School playground beginning at 4 p.m. running until 7 p.m. Parents and their children will have a wide variety of games to play along with some unique obstacle courses that will bring the difficulties of being disabled into perspective.
ACCA Family Field Day, an obstacle course or a course that's designed to bring awareness to disabilities. So we are an agency that works with families who's experience disabilities, and people can have a chance to see what it feels like to go through the course in a wheelchair or with a walker or using crutches, those kinds of things, experiencing a visual disability, that type of thing as well.
Once again, Family Field Day will kick off tomorrow at Denali Elementary School at 4 p.m., run till 7 p.m. with free food and games for all ages.
June 6th was National Gardening Exercise Day. Monty Bowen has details in this week's health report.
Even though we missed
for some of the younger
kids of National Gardening Exercise Day, it can be carried out anytime. And with nice weather and the desire to get your plants going, you can also work to get or stay in shape. So get out of the house, into the garden, and practice being purposely inefficient.
If I'm going to garden for exercise, I'm going to take 4 trips from my garage out to the garden. I'm going to take the bucket. I'm going to go back and get the weeder. I'm going to go back and get the shovel. And I might get 1,000 extra steps in on my pedometer just by doing that.
Working in the yard provides many of the same health benefits. Mowing, raking, and pruning are all low to moderate physical activities. What you may not realize is that your workout in the garden is also good for your stress level.
Any of our hobbies that we enjoy, that we're passionate about, that we love, you know, that's how we relieve stress.
Dr. Jones says the exercise you get in the garden will not only make you feel better, but you will have all of those healthy fruits and vegetables to eat, too. This is Monty Bowen reporting.
The Health Report is brought to you by the Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic, located in the Medical Dental Arts Building, and by Interior Women's Health, located on 1626 30th Avenue.
I'm not very gifted in the gardening area.
I am. I just don't seem to have time this summer. I definitely want to do it next summer. But
I do not have a green thumb.
I will teach you. It's not hard to do. All right, Joe Cook is up next, and he has the latest on the Ice Dogs NAHL draft that took place today.
That's a tongue twister.
Who did the Ice Dogs pick to reload their team?
You'll get caught up on that, plus local track stars that make one last run at the record books. Now that's next with Joe in sports.
Hello, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here with your local Tuesday Sportscast. Tonight, we have been informed by Lathrop High School activities that longtime boys basketball head coach Milo Griffin is retiring. It was made official this evening in an email. We'll have more on Coach Griffin in tomorrow's Sportscast. Now, you could say today marks the official start of the 2015-2016 season for NAHL hockey. This morning was the league draft, and here are the Ice Dogs' 9 picks. Their first pick at number 19 is Luke Orisuk, a right-handed defenseman from the Drayton Valley Thunder, the AJHL. Goalie Gavin Ato from the Dubuque Fighting Saints was the Dogs' second pick. Then C.J. Booth, another goalie from the Sioux Indians, was their third pick. Also being drafted today was Aiden Tilburg out of Anchorage, Johan Larson, Ashton Calder, Nolan Walker, also of Anchorage, Wyatt Newpower, and Marshall Plunkett was their final pick in the 7th round. Now, with no netminders on the roster right before the draft, the Ice Dogs acquired Corpus Christi goalie Andrew Lindgren in a trade for a tender this year. Lindgren posted 3.04 goals against average and saved at 89%, but had 22 wins last season, which is the second most in a season for an Ice Rays goalie. Here's head coach Trevor Stewart on the needs the team addressed in today's draft.
Named by Lindgren. Some high-end defensemen and some youthful defensemen that we feel just bolster us on the back end, and not only this year but years down the road as well. And then obviously we needed to address the situation of our goaltenders, which we did towards the end of the 2nd round, and we sprinkled in some character forwards and some high-end forwards at the same time. So we feel it was a well-rounded draft for us, and we're looking forward to seeing these players at our main camp in the beginning of July.
The NHL will have a new look in the upcoming season as well. The Ashton Rebels will join the NHL to help form a new East Division. Now, the Rio Grande Valley Killer Bees relocated to Ashton, Pennsylvania to become the Rebels. The Keystone Ice Miners folded after 1 year in Connorsville, Pennsylvania, but the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights, also of Pennsylvania, and the New Jersey Junior Titans will also join next year. The Johnstown Tomahawks are also based in Pennsylvania. The Alaska Airlines Cup wrapped up on Sunday. An Interior Club soccer team, they won gold. The Eclipse 01 girls U15 squad beat the Chugiak Tsunami 3-0 for the championship. The Eclipse went 3-1 in pool play and avenged an opening round 1-2 loss to Chugiak. The Eclipse outscored their opponents 20-5 during the tourney. The Eclipse boys 04 U12 team, the 02 U14 team, and the Fairbanks Rush 01 U15 team all placed second in the tournament. The Alaska State Pacific International Trap Association Shoot begins Wednesday in Fairbanks. The state championship in the Alaska PETA Shoot is in its 56th year. Competition starts at 11 a.m. tomorrow at the Fairbanks Trap Club off of mile 6.5 on the Old Stees Highway. The state shoot runs through Sunday and start times are at 11 a.m. Tomorrow's shooting action will have prelims in the Rudy Vogt Memorial Shoot Singles, the J. Davis Handicap, and the Optimist Club Joe Nava Doubles. Saturday will be the state singles championship. Sunday we'll have the finals in the doubles and handicap events. Now last year, Dan Glavs, he won the singles title and his son Parker won the junior title. Carol Inman won the women's championship while Greg Yoakum and Chuck Thorsrud won doubles. Pete Hudson was the 2014 high all-around and high overall winner. The Brian Young Invitational Track and Field Meet is an all-star event that ends the high school track and field season. Interior athletes set meet records over the weekend in Kodiak. After a disappointing state meet, Lathrop's Jarrett Welch set 2 meet records and won 3 events. He set records in the triple jump, 43 feet 11.5 inches, and the long jump in 21 feet 7.25 inches. He won the 110 hurdles in 15.7 seconds. West Valley's Charles Sudduff won the 100 meters in the 10.98 seconds for a meet record. He also finished first in the 200 in 22.6 seconds. Now, Glen Allen's Brianna Gerlach broke her own meet records in the 1600 and 3200 meters. Her time in the 16 was 4 minutes 58.6 seconds, and her time in the 32 was 10 minutes 37.5 seconds, which is better than her 1 through 3A state winning times. Shane Hirsch of North Pole placed second in the high jump, clearing 6 feet, as did West Valley's Madeline Coe, who cleared 5 feet. For full meet results, visit the sports page on Webster11.com. In World Cup soccer, the U.S. women's national team was victorious on Monday. They faced Australia in their opener in Winnipeg, Canada. Megan Rapinoe was the star, scoring 2 goals in the USA's 3-1 win over Australia. The U.S. women lead Group D by 2 points with the win. They will continue group play this Friday against Sweden. And in the Stanley Cup Finals, Tampa Bay Lightning took the series lead. Led by Ben Bishop's 36 saves, Tampa's Cedric Paquette would break a 2-2 tie in the third period with a little over 3 minutes left. His game winner gives Tampa a 2-1 series lead. Former UAF center Cody Kunik is part of Tampa's AHL affiliate, the Syracuse Crunch. Game 4 is Wednesday on the NBC Sports Network in Chicago. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hello everyone, welcome back into a Tuesday edition of the Fbx Evening News. Mike Schultz with you once again talking about the weather. We had clouds around, we had a few showers around, but for the most part, it wasn't a bad day across the interior. Now we're looking at a little better chance of some showers moving into the picture for Wednesday and even better for Thursday. And then after that, things look a lot better for the weekend. We'll tell you more about that in just a little bit. Interesting photograph tonight. This one's sent in by Pat Donovan, able to capture an interesting contrail. Look at that. You don't really see, obviously, usually going around one circuit and making a complete circuit like that. Almost looks like a light bulb in the sky. And again, anyway, thanks to Pat for that picture. And as always, if you have a photograph to share, by all means, send it to photos@ktvf11.com. Here's your numbers right now. Today's high, 66 currently, 64. The record high was 87 in 1957. Hot day that was. 45 low for the low last night. The record low, 31 in 1919. Your sunrise and sunset, about 21 hours and 16 minutes of daylight. That's a gain of 5 minutes from yesterday. On the satellite and radar, most of the energy once again staying south of the Alaska Range as the flow is becoming a little more out of the southeast, and that helps to keep a lot of the moisture from getting into the interior. So we're looking at some very widely scattered, mainly north, scattered showers, say north of the Fairbanks area. Elsewhere across the state, once again, we have rain falling across southeast Alaska and cooling things down. They're only 58 degrees for the high at Juneau. Showers around Kodiak, also some showers around the Anchorage Bowl, as you saw on the satellite and radar. Cloudy skies along the Aleutian Chain. Clear to partly cloudy skies up and down the west coast, and cloudy skies at Barrow, 40 degrees there. Fort Yukon, 63, partly cloudy. Lower 48 weather looks like this. And again, very nice day in Seattle, 84 degrees, lots of sunshine, not too bad in San Francisco either. Not quite as warm as it was in Las Vegas and Phoenix yesterday. Elsewhere, Denver, 85, 95 in Dallas, and 92 degrees in Minneapolis. Now, over the eastern half of the country, temperatures are very warm and very humid. Excuse me. New York, 85 degrees, DC 89, and 83 degrees in New Orleans. On the satellite and radar, you can see some showers and thunderstorms developing around the southeastern sections of the country. Nice across the Midwest, but then the heating helping to develop some afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Also, once again, more moisture coming across what was once tropical storm, actually Hurricane Blanca, and that's helping to bring a lot of moisture in over California, giving them some showers and thunderstorms. Excuse me, getting over this cold still. One more time. Okay, that's it. All right, widespread showers and heavy, possibly flooding conditions developing across the central plains from Omaha, Nebraska, right on back to Denver, Kansas City, and Minneapolis. And the overall picture for this jet stream is once again way up to the north, allowing all that warm air and humid air to move back in from the south to the north. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow in the northern sections, it looks like this. Rain and snow at Barrow, showers in Nome, and just partly cloudy skies for Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, we'll be looking at isolated showers or thunderstorms for Delta and Fairbanks, and showers at Healy, about a 30% chance, so not too bad. And the overall outlook for southeast Alaska is more rain, periods of rain likely at Juneau and Ketchikan. Well out to the southwest, it looks like for the most part, partly cloudy skies at Cold Bay, rain showers for Kodiak, and also at Bethel. And if you're heading on down to the Anchorage area, keep that umbrella handy because rain showers are expected at Anchorage and Homer, and more steady rain in the Valdez region. All right, here's your forecast for the overnight low. Looking at, again, about 46 degrees, cloudy skies, just a few sprinkles possible. Overall, not too bad tonight. Tomorrow's forecast, 65 degrees, cloudy, some isolated afternoon showers. It should not ruin the family field day tomorrow out at Denali Elementary School, so we're looking at good weather there. And the extended forecast calling for temperatures to cool down a little bit for Thursday and Friday, then slowly warm back up again by the weekend with daytime highs in the low 70s. Overnight lows will also be once again right around the 45 to 50 degree mark. And looking at showers to end by Friday. The weekend looks really good, looking at lots of sunshine and, like I said, temperatures in the low 70s.
Okay, so keep those umbrellas handy.
For tomorrow and Thursday.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. That'll wrap up this edition of the Fbx Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, the White House press room was evacuated after a bomb threat today was called in. That's up next with Lester Holt.
Be sure and join J.R. Lewis tomorrow morning for more news updates during the Today Show.
All right, from all of us here at the News Center, have a good night.
Good night.